Hey guys, welcome to the channel, video, all that jazz. So if you guys have been here before or several times, you know, I'm not the biggest meme guy. I'm in two of them right now. And one I plan on currently holding and with the full intention of selling this year. Okay, quarter one, if it goes that far, whatever, soon. And that's Foxy. That's what I'm going to talk mostly about today. And then there's Turbo. I love doing swing trades on that one. It's worked well for me in the past. But there's a lot of reasons why I don't get into memes. I'm much more of an RWA guy, big on tokenization. But Foxy, I see, is a little different. It is one, besides a ridiculously low market cap, under 7 million, I believe, still. And you can still find it on some real exchanges like Uphold. You can also find it on Linea now, too, which is a pretty big deal. But it's the mascot for Linea, MetaMask, Consensus to an extent. They're all owned by the same people, or they're all owned by Consensus. So anything that is good for Linea or MetaMask is good for Foxy, and they both have a lot of good things coming out. And I did a video recently, I think it was last week, on the Mask token by MetaMask, not released yet. There's actually very little information about it, but it's really a lot of speculation in how it should help and not even get close to hindering Foxy. So there's a lot of rumors that are involved with that. I'll touch some of that today, but mostly I want to take a look at the charts because I haven't really looked at charts since the big crash that we had a couple weeks ago, other than like for Solana, because I've got some open trades on that one. But Foxy's, there's some interesting things going on there, some good news, or at least maybe a little bit of hopium involved into it, but the whole market's going up. So I think now's a good time to get back into some of the, I don't call it technical analysis. I don't plan on going that deep, but let's talk a little bit about Foxy, some of the good stuff that's going on and what we expect. And that was already longer of an intro than I planned. Let's just hop right to this. All right, so recently-ish, if you didn't know, Foxy has been added to Alchemy Pay, which is cool. It's just another way in place for people to end up buying Foxy via fiat. Cool. It's just more accessibility, right? We look for anything like that. Foxy, the numbers on Google and X are increasing people searching it. I 100% blame that, or attribute, probably say better attribute, that to everything that's happening with Linea and MetaMask. So just to clarify, Foxy by itself is used as a reward token. A lot of airdrops. MetaMask has their reward credit card. Foxy's a reward for that. And they do a lot of NFTs and standard crypto airdrops. They're doing very well with the marketing component of everything. And there is some speculation and decent chance that they're going to use Foxy more, specifically for when Mask, the MetaMask token, comes out. But Linea keeps Foxy right up there in the forefront. You know, they've got a couple of memes, but Foxy is the mascot. That's the main one. So expect a lot more and bigger pushes from Linea. Usually when Linea has an airdrop or they talk about something good for them, the reward is Foxy. And they're talking again about another airdrop coming soon. So if you are at all into the Linea ecosystem, any aspect of it, or MetaMask wallet, you're more likely to get some Foxy airdrops. So if you're into farming some crypto, it's a great way of doing it. The big thing that we always want when we have a small crypto like Foxy is large exchange listings, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's an exchange listing coming, but I will sit here and tell you I'm pretty confident there will be by the end of the year. And this is only, again, back to Linea. It has been growing really fast for a layer 2 on Ethereum, built by someone who helped build Ethereum, Joe Lubin, who also is in with SharpLink Gaming, which is a whole Ethereum reserve company. They're getting a good solid push. And as Linea gets on other exchanges, Foxy is going to be following it as well. So I'm not going to be surprised. I'm expecting more exchanges for Foxy to come up. Can't promise anything, obviously, but I'm borderline on betting on it. Not like I have anywhere to bet on it, but I'm thinking that I would. Some other big things that could come up really well for Foxy in the near future is MetaMask. They're making their wallet a little bit more of a DeFi platform. It doesn't look like they're going to go full blown into full futures and staking and liquidity pools, but they might do some of it. And if they do, they'll probably, speculation, going to do what Linea has been doing. And I want to see Foxy as a liquidity pool item and staking. I don't think I'm going to get staking for it, but liquidity pool options are incredibly likely because I like yield farming and everything with a crypto that can hold some value. And yeah, I understand Foxy's gone down. Name a crypto that hasn't. Name 3 crypto that hasn't. But it's a good sign. Everything's moving forward. There are rumors, and this one I want to emphasize the rumor component because I'm not buying it yet, but I'll say it now in case it ends up coming true. There's talks about deflationary mechanisms, burns or buybacks for Foxy. I love burn and buyback mechanisms in crypto, specifically if it's one that I want to hold. If I'm trading it, I care less, though it's usually better for general volatility. But if that ends up becoming a thing and the rumors end up being a little bit more true than just rumors, I'll let you guys know as soon as I hear about it. Lastly, in terms of possible bullish news, is the roadmap for Foxy. In Foxy's roadmap, it is listed about utility features, quote unquote, for Linea. Now, that's where we can speculate if we already know that Foxy gets used as reward token in airdrops on Linea. But there's the possibility that they can end up using it for other utility too, for like identity, or that's a big one that I keep seeing, is that it might be for identity or governance, which I don't really care about governance, to be completely honest. But it might also be used for rewarding developers on Linea. And the reason why I like that one, and that one's far more likely, in my opinion, to happen sooner, is that sometimes crypto companies will reward other companies for making dApps, right? Decentralized applications on their ecosystem. And that's usually large. It's a company, right? So it's usually larger than just a retail, even if it's a small company. And then usually when they get this reward, they have to hold it for so long, right? It's not usually here, go ahead, take your Foxy, and they can sell it the next day. So if they solidify in making Foxy a reward feature for developers to make dApps on Linea, and they have to hold it for a year or 2 years before they can sell any of it, that takes Foxy off the market. What does that do? Price goes up. So they're doing a good job of integrating Foxy as a partial utility coin, and I think they're going to do that more and more because they're literally invested into it, right? The whole Linea company is directly invested in the Foxy, which is great, and that's why one of the big reasons I got into the first place was the backing. I don't have to worry about a rug pull. We know who the owners are. So hopefully that was enough rambling for you guys. Ask me any questions down below. Let's look at charts for a few minutes. So here, guys, we're on roughly the monthly, closer to 3 weeks. I just wanted to get a good view or a better view of what's going on. So since the crash, that would be this giant ass red candle coming all the way down. I put here as the crash line because this is where liquidity actually was available, but it does look like it came down a little bit further for a bit. So right here was our crash line. And if we look, we did a quick recovery, and then people presumably lost hope and sold. And this was a big, not great thing when we started going under the 50-day EMA. That's this, I don't know, turquoise, teal, whatever this color line is right here. And us going under there for a while was not great. And we can see we end up doing a little bit again. However, we're kind of recovered. The big thing I want to point out here is that our crash line, when we end up coming down, ended up being an area of resistance and support, essentially. And okay, we just hovered down here. Most of us kind of just eat some red on Foxy for a little bit. But the last couple of days, we had a good shoot back up. And now we're in the next day or 3, we'll see the SMA and EMA is kind of equalized out, probably under where the actual price is, which is what I want to see. But the other point I want to put here is I'll zoom out so you guys can see what this blue line is right here. So now we zoomed out a little bit and you can see this blue line. So we are right now actually up here. Huh? So what this blue line is now new support for us. We bounced off of there several times in the last 2 days. Awesome. What does that matter? It was an area of resistance after the crash. All right. So this is a pretty good sign. And now that we did go over and now we're right on the 50-day SMA, pretty confident we're going to end up holding the range, right? Give or take a little bit. But the next big line we want to come up to is I'll call it 0.17. I understand it's 0.0017, but 0.17. And we've crossed it. It's a little area. We just need to have an ending close. But in the last day, and the main point I want to put out is that we have now officially we are recovering from the crash. We got several times up to the last support line before the crash. Okay, we're now at resistance for it. But as soon as we blow past that, we should be looking at 0.0017 as the low again, and we can start looking at higher ranges. It's showing a pretty strong market is really the essential of it. For a tiny ass market cap coin, it's recovering pretty well, meaning it's not going super fast, which I don't really want to see on market caps this small, because the faster it goes up, that shit crashes hard. Zooming out quite a bit, this next line I want us to hold at 0.0017. Yeah, it's been resistance and support several times. So that's a big deal for us to get back there. And then some of us can start getting back in the green on this guy again too, which is really what we all want, presumably. So the chart's not looking bad, right? I mean, it's recovering pretty well, and that's something that got me a little excited about it. I have not DCA'd recently into it. I'm on the fence about it. There's just so many things on discount, right? But what do you guys think about FOXY? How do you feel about the recovery? Not asking if you're in red or green, but feel free to tell me down below. I'm still a little bit in red on this one myself, but I don't have any real fears about it. The whole question is when, right? So let me know what you guys think. Are you still holding on to FOXY? Is there other memes that you like more? And tell me why. I'm curious about it. I'm not going to ape into any real memes or any new crypto right now. I'm actually not putting any new money into the market. But when volatility starts picking up and we get a lot of the excitement of altcoin season happening, I will be moving things around. I'll be looking for 20 to 60% jumps in a couple of days and moving stuff around and really frustrating my accountant with everything afterwards. It's going to be a good time. So let me know what you guys think. FOXY's looking pretty strong. There's a lot of good stuff going on with Linea and MetaMask. And if you're invested into FOXY, keep an eye on MetaMask. They're doing quite a bit. They're probably going to be integrated with Linea, but there you go. I'll stop rambling. You guys all have a great day. Talk to you guys again soon. Peace.